80 years after the guns fell silent across Europe, Gibraltar came together to mark a solemn milestone, the 80th anniversary of victory in Europe. The ceremony, organised by British Forces Gibraltar, gathered military personnel, veterans, religious and political leaders and officials at the Cross of Sacrifice to reflect on the end of the Second World War and to honour the memory of the millions who never returned. The governor, Sir Ben Bathurst, delivered the tribute to the millions, paying respect to the servicemen and women and the civilians who gave their lives in the struggle to liberate Europe from tyranny. He also acknowledged the profound cost borne by families and communities, both in the UK and here on the Rock.
They all fought or supported, died or suffered for peace in Europe, many operating from Gibraltar. Let us remember all those Gibraltarians who faced the trauma of forced evacuation to North Africa initially, then to England and Northern Ireland, Madeira and Jamaica. They suffered separation from loved ones and their homeland. Those who died are buried in the country in which they died. For those that survived, it took many years before they returned to the Rock to resume their lives.
Deputy Chief Minister Joseph Garcia read the prayer of St. Ignatius, invoking selfless service and the courage to persevere.
Teach us, good Lord, to serve Thee as Thou deservest, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labour and not to ask for any reward, save that of knowing that we do Thy will.
The ceremony also included a reading from Winston Churchill's historic 1945 broadcast, reminding listeners of the great relief and hope that swept through Europe after years of darkness. It was read by Commander British Forces Tom Guy.
We may allow ourselves a brief period of rejoicing, but let us not forget for a moment the toil and efforts that lie ahead. We must now devote all our strength and resources to the completion of our task, both at home and abroad.
A blessing by Forces Chaplain Father Danny Hernandez urged strength in unity, compassion in leadership, and vigilance in the pursuit of peace.
Grant us wisdom to cherish the peace they won, strength to stand against division and injustice, and love to bind us together as nations and peoples.
Wreaths were laid. The last post sounded. And a minute's silence gave space for quiet reflection, not just on the sacrifices of the past, but on the threats of the present. With war once again disfiguring the world, most notably in Ukraine and Kashmir, and growing instability in the Middle East, this VE Day took on a sharper edge. The lessons of history feel urgent once more. 80 years on, the message endures. Peace is precious and fragile.